What up, guys? Kevin here. So I actually listened to this over the weekend. I do subscribe to the Sacred Symbols podcast, PlayStation podcasts from Colin Moriarty, Christopher Raygun, Dustin Furman. Pretty good show. Pretty good show. I wish there was like another like really PlayStation centric person on there besides Colin, but overall, good enough for me to get my $5 Patreon money. But I heard this and I went, really? Even I was like, oh God. I don't think you're right, but I'll respect their opinion. Let's listen to their opinion here on the whole, what if Xbox buys a Take-Two, Square Enix, Sega, somebody like that, big old publisher?
Microsoft buying any of those companies would be fucking heinous with a capital H. And it would make people hate Microsoft. No one is going to tolerate a reality in which Microsoft gets Take-Two and then takes Grand Theft Auto away from 150 million people that own GTA 5 or something like that. It's just nuts. Here's the fucking reality of the situation. Microsoft has done very little with studios that it has nurtured and founded itself. And it is going around and grabbing things off of the market because it cannot satiate that demand internally. And that is not a problem that is happening with PlayStation. And that is the two things that differentiate the two. But no one can go and say like Sony has gone and really injured other companies with their acquisitions. And I look at Xbox, there are some teams where I'm like, come on, man, you guys are just buying things. But why would you buy like Ninja Theory? What was the point of that? What was the point of Double Fine? I mean, obviously Psychonauts 2 is really great, but in terms of culture. And so I just think that that would be another move like that where you're just grabbing things because you can.
There's a lot of people that want to argue about one of Microsoft's greatest strengths is their ability to open up their wallet and buy things.
Yeah. little odd there. I mean, let me like focus in on the whole like Sony hasn't purchased anybody that doesn't hurt anybody. I mean, I would say the whole Insomniac now becoming a Marvel. Marvel is more than just outside PlayStation. We understand Spider-Man, but the whole Wolverine, it's like, I'm seeing even Xbox guys go, what the F? I want to play Wolverine. And I'm over here going, well, get a PlayStation. And that's the whole thing here. Like, get an Xbox. If they do make these purchases, which I get it, it's not going to make these guys, especially on the PlayStation side, feel good. Especially if, like, Grand Theft Auto 5 is still the best-selling game ever. Besides, you know, Minecraft. Oh, how's that Minecraft? Yeah, they went out and bought Minecraft, but Minecraft wasn't the best-selling game of all time when they purchased them back in 2014. No, they made it the best-selling game ever. And it blew up again in, 2019, and it'll always be popular. That's under Microsoft. But no, what I was going to say is if Microsoft buys a Square Enix, a Take-Two, or somebody, those companies are for sale. You don't think Tencent or Bracer or one of these other big old Chinese companies or somebody else is like knocking on their door going, hey, Square Enix, how much? Take-Two, how much? So I would be thrilled if I wake up. It's usually what happens. I wake up on a Monday and I see Microsoft buys Take-Two, buys Square Enix. I'm going to be thrilled just because it's going with Microsoft, nobody else. Microsoft has proved time over time, especially recently, they're into the games. It's more than just off to the side for Microsoft. They're all in. They're all in. They got the money and they're all in. And their culture is just making games. Any game. That's a culture. That's why they bought Ninja Theory. They're like, hey, this is a good studio that makes good games. We want them. Yeah, it's not like a culture like PlayStation, the third person over the shoulder action adventure. Hey, I mean, I like those games. But now we're seeing Sony adjust their culture like, oh, we need multiplayer games and we need all types of games. Because they get it. They're just like, yeah, we can't keep putting out the same game over and over because those games have to really hit. Microsoft has taught us, like, you could put out a Sea of Thieves that scores like in the 60s and still ends up being very popular years later. And I think that's where Sony is going. Yeah, we need some of that culture. We need some of that Microsoft culture. And plus, the whole Xbox One generation was a shit show. this like a few years ago, maybe before Phil Spencer and Microsoft really went all in on gaming, I go, okay, I get it. But even then, we got a Gears 4, Gears 5, which I think are very underrated. Halo 4 and 5, competent, not great. But now we're seeing Halo 5, or not Halo 5, Halo Infinite. People love trashing the game online, but whenever they do a flight, all I see is clips and people, even some Sony guys, saying how much fun the game is. So, yeah, I think they're managing their games very well. I know Halo Infinite seems like it's been very mismanaged, but I mean, we still got to wait and see what the final product is. But so far, it looks good. And a 6-year development cycle, 2015 to now, that's not like crazy, but yeah, it seems like the game is in good hands. It seems like the game's going to be all right. Last of Us Part 2, I mean, they threw everybody at that game at the last minute. Bunch of studios and things weren't looking too high. That's just normal now. That's just normal now. And we're seeing Xbox manage these games, delaying the games, going to the initiative. I don't know what's going on there, but I assume maybe they did have issues, and instead of canning it like a Scalebound, which I put that on Platinum because Platinum, they just suck. They need like supervisors on top of supervisors over there. We're just now seeing Bayonetta 3 reemerge. No, but what was I saying? No, they got the initiative. What's that CD? What's that CD? I just know it's CD. Oh, F it. They got them, the Tomb Raider guys. I can't think of it. I just know it's CD. But yeah, they got them to help make the game. Instead of saying, initiative, we tried, but yeah, we're going to disband you. No, this is their culture. The culture of Microsoft is, yeah, we're going to buy studios because we want these studios to make games. Wasteland 3. Psychonauts 2. Both games that turned out very well. And both credit Microsoft for, hey, they gave us the time, they gave us some money, gave us a budget, and made those games better. Wasteland 3 wouldn't have been as great as a game as it was without Microsoft. Same with Psychonauts 2. Psychonauts 2 might have been the end of Double Fine. They didn't get purchased by Microsoft. I would love to see what that game looked like without their funding. But yeah, it's just, this is whole just console fanboy shit. It's like even the people that try to stay basically try to stay out of it, they just can't. They just can't. They just got to dig in, just do a couple digs. But yeah, I don't know. If you're not into Xbox, you're not into Xbox. I understand that. I mean, look what they did with Flight Simulator. Do you think Sony could put out something like Flight Simulator? Serious. You think they can go grab a studio like who made a rat game, Plague's Tale, to go make a Flight Simulator? I don't know. I mean, yeah, Microsoft doesn't make the big AAA bangers that Sony does, but they're making games and they're making very well games. And I think people need to stop trying to treat them like Sony, put them on Sony standards. Phil Spencer came out and said, hey, we're not going to do what Sony does. And they are going to make some Sony games. They're going to make, I would assume like Hellblade 2 is going to be a third-person over-the-shoulder game. Probably got a few others down the list, but no, they're pretty... Like, who's copying who? Who's copying who this generation? Is Microsoft going out and doing what Sony's doing, or is Sony going out and doing what Microsoft's doing? I'm seeing Sony going out and going, oh, we need some multiplayer games. We need to make a pretty diverse range of games. And they're going out and purchasing studios left and right. Left and right. That don't really fit their culture. That don't. So, I don't know. I just heard this and I just rolled my eyes. Give my two 2 cents on it. Wanted to put up a video, but there you have it. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'll talk to you later. Later.